Chapter 46 to 51. At an unknown planet, while Raditz and everyone were having a conversation, two scions were listening in on them. Nappa asked, "Is what they said true, Vegeta? Did Frieza destroy planet Vegeta?" Vegeta hummed, "Maybe." Then after hearing for some more time, Vegeta shouted, "Impossible. How can someone have a power of 530,000? Nappa too was surprised. "They have a lot of information, Vegeta." Vegeta nodded. And when Goku and Pint powered up, Vegeta smirked, "Looks like Kakarot and his wife are not as weak as we thought. Raditz is in for it." Nappa also laughed and started hearing on the conversation again. After a while Goku tried to pull Raditz to his side, Vegeta got angry and knew Raditz was not a match for the scions on Earth, so he clicked on his scouter and asked Raditz to come back, planning to personally go to recruit Kakarot and his family to work under him. He was getting angrier as Goku and Mint spoke badly about him and his father and vowed to teach them a lesson. Then when Raditz decided to stay with Goku, he got irritated and named them all traitors of the Scion race. Nappa also shouted at Raditz, saying that he will personally deal with him if he disobeyed Vegeta. After Raditz destroyed the scouter, Nappa spoke, "Vegeta, we need to go and teach those traitors a lesson." Vegeta nodded. "You are right, Nappa. They disrespected me and also my father, King Vegeta. They are just a bunch of low-class scions. How dare they betray their prince?" Nappa agreed to it and asked, "So what will we do now?" Vegeta laughed, "Ha ha ha, I'm the prince of all scions. If they don't work under me, then they won't live. Come, let's go to Earth, Nappa. Accept some mission on the way to Earth. Now let's leave." He then thought, "Frieza, Kakarot, Raditz, I'll make you all pay. Nobody messes with the Scion Prince." At present, back on Earth, Goku had just brought back Raditz. Raditz said, "It's almost time for their arrival, Kakarot. I can't wait to fight them. You kept true to your word and my power increased more than 10 times Vegeta's even without that technique. The old Namekian was also awesome. I never knew Namekians had such great powers." Haha. Goku shook his head. "You are not yet ready, Raditz. Vegeta can transform to a giant ape and his power will be 180,000 at that time. So I'll make you achieve 10 times that power." Raditz was astonished. "Kakarot, can I really? But there's no time left." Goku just smirked. He then went to his girls and kids who were ready. Goku then kissed Bulma and Shishi as he will not be seeing them for some time. He then took Mint, his 3 kids and Raditz and circulated some ki on the tattoo on his hand and activated a space rift and entered inside with them. Raditz was astonished seeing the white surroundings. Goku then explained, "This is a time chamber, Raditz. The time inside and outside are different. 1 year inside here is only a day outside." He then introduced the functions of the time chamber. This room is the center of the space. As you go further deep, the pressure, gravity, and air density changes. The temperature is also unpredictable. The gravity chambers you trained on were designed after this time chamber. Raditz nodded in understanding. Goku looked at everyone and continued, "Okay everyone, we will train here for a year from now." He then pulled some healing chamber capsules and dropped them. Then he said, "Kids, fight your uncle one by one. If he uses Kaioken, you can go Super Saiyan and beat him. Just don't kill him. And Luna, you can't go Super Saiyan. If you want to go Super Saiyan, then fight your mom." He then went to the side and started meditating. As time went on, everyone started improving. Goku also showed his Super Saiyan form and Super Saiyan 2 form to Raditz, and boy, he was so surprised seeing the power level in the billions and almost fainted. Goku stayed in the Super Saiyan 2 form for as long as he can. He wanted to control it so well so that he will be able to transform without wasting much energy. And by achieving this, it will be easier to achieve Super Saiyan 3. Goku also knew from the anime that Super Saiyan 3 wastes a lot of energy, so that he wanted to perfectly get adapted to Super Saiyan, and thus when he achieves SS3, he will be able to use it better. Mint also improved. She achieved the buffed Super Saiyan version and became a muscular woman. Gohan and Trunks were constantly fighting Raditz and beating him up every day, gaining good fighting experience. Luna always sparred with Mint and sometimes with Goku in her Super Saiyan form. She also fought Raditz in her normal form with Trunks and Gohan regularly. Raditz had a near-death experience many times and received many Zenkais. The training was harsh for Raditz, but as he saw his own improvement, he couldn't complain getting beaten up by the kids. The kids were enjoying beating up Raditz. Raditz was thrown inside the healing chamber after every beating he received. Raditz's power gradually increased after months. He was able to fend off the kids, but the kids started to gang up on him and still beat him up at the end of the day. Goku and Mint also sparred many times. Raditz, who saw the power of the adult Super Saiyans, wanted to achieve that kind of power. So he didn't complain about anything and continued to listen to Goku. Goku told him that he must reach a battle power of 10 million to be able to achieve Super Saiyan without going through a traumatic experience. Trunks told that he transformed into Super Saiyan by falling from the stairs when he was a kid, which made Goku facepalm and Mint laughed. Raditz got along with the kids and he felt happy even if they beat him up. Thus a year completed and Goku activated the space door and a rift opened. All of them entered the rift and came back to the mansion. Only one day had passed outside. After training for 1 year inside the spirit and time dimension for a whole year, Raditz had reached a power level of 2 million after his harsh training. He was also able to use 15x Kaioken easily. He could also use 20x for a short while. Mint had also urged Goku to teach her the Kaioken technique and Goku taught her. She could now use Kaioken 20 easily and also use 2x Kaioken in her perfect Super Saiyan state for a short while. Goku, even after many tries, couldn't use Kaioken in his Super Saiyan 2 state. He always got heavily injured and fainted when he tried it. Due to this, his base power increased to 28 million with the Zenkai boost. The kids also had a god improvement. They could perfectly control their Super Saiyan forms and will soon achieve true Super Saiyan. Gohan power level was 500,000. Trunks reached 350,000 and Luna reached 1.5 million in battle power. The training were fruitful to say the least. The one that had the most improvement was Raditz. His power level got increased from 350,000 after his training with Nail to a whooping 2 million. He was also very happy about it. Raditz also learned about the Dragon Balls and asked whether he will be able to revive his parents, but cold water was spilled on his head as he learned that only recent deaths can be revived. Most probably people who died within a year or two. /N, it will be like that, or Vegeta could have revived planet Vegeta and become king again, or old Kai didn't have to sacrifice his life to revive Goku after 7 years in Buu Saga. And it will be better like that. Otherwise everybody's parents could be revived. In space, Vegeta and Nappa had killed all natives on a planet near to Earth and blasted the planet and completed their mission. Then they set course directly for Earth. Vegeta was itching to teach a lesson to some low-class Saiyans. He said to himself, first I'll take care of the traitors, and then it will be Frisia's turn to pay for destroying the planet I was supposed to rule. Nappa was also eager to beat the shit out of Raditz. He was grinning ear to ear. Nappa was just a simple man who didn't think much using his brain. All he did was be loyal to Vegeta. Little did he know that the short Saiyan only considered him as a tool. After they came back to the mansion, everyone took break from their training and relaxed. Goku enjoyed with his family. He took Raditz to visit his company, and Raditz was happy seeing the name of the company included the Saiyan name. Raditz felt like he's back to being the kid who wanted to live with his family again. He was happy with his choice. His character changed for the good. He started seeing humans not as weak, but a resilient species that thrived to survive. He enjoyed the peaceful life. Raditz felt proud watching his brother and his family. He started to respect him. He started to see his father more and more in Goku. He also looked exactly like his father. Raditz was not a person who would seek stronger opponents and fight them for the thrill. He was more like his mother Jine, who cared about others until he joined Vegeta and was changed. Now he returned to his old self, and after getting a new family, he started caring for them. He also started training on his own even when Goku told him that it was enough training because he wanted to protect his new family and his new home. He wanted to achieve Super Saiyan. In a far-off planet, a damaged spaceship crash-landed and it revealed a Frisia soldier who was hurt badly. The soldier was rescued by a Saiyan that looked exactly like Goku wearing a Saiyan armor. He had 5 companions with him who were from different alien races wearing the same kind of armor. They nurses back the soldier and he revealed the things he saw on Namek. About the Dragon Balls and also a Super Saiyan who beat Slug. The Saiyan was Tulls. The Frisia soldier was scared at first seeing the face of Tulls, thinking he was the Super Saiyan who fought Shug. But as the misunderstanding cleared, he had to reveal what he saw to him. Tulls was shocked to hear that the Saiyan that looked like him had become a Super Saiyan, but more greedy for the Dragon Balls. He tried to kill the soldier after getting the info, but Cooler's forces who were after Tulls for the seed attacked him at the right time and let the Frisia soldier escape. Tulls also had to escape, but he had to reveal the secret of the Dragon Balls to the Cooler force to buy some time for their escape. After he escaped from Cooler forces, he and his team flew in a space pod in search of a planet full of life force to plant the seed. His team also flew in different directions to find a suitable planet. After months of searching, one of the Crusher Corp members finally found a blue planet that was full of life force. So he went back to the others to share the news. Tulls wanted to grow stronger before he tried to collect the Dragon Balls as he thought it was being protected by a Super Saiyan. Back on Earth, 2 round balls, which looked like a meteor crash, landed in the middle of East City. Out of the spaceship exited a huge burly bald man with a tail wearing armor and a short MC Donald's hairline guy also with a tail wearing an armor. As they got out, the burly man spoke, "So what should we do with these gawking fools? They are annoying me, Vegeta." The short man replied, "Oh. I don't know. Why don't you pick this time, Nappa?" Hearing this, Nappa spoke, "Oh Vegeta, you really are too kind. Thank you very much." Vegeta laughed saying, "Don't mention it." Then Nappa floated a little and concentrated energy in his hands. When he was about to fire, his scouter beeped and Goku appeared. As soon as he appeared, Goku spoke, "Oh, so here you are. We were waiting for you. Why don't you follow me outside the city?" Vegeta snorted, "Humph. If it isn't Kakarot. Fine, we'll play your game. Let's go, Nappa." And both of them started following Goku and headed towards the location where Raditz and the kids were waiting with Mint. It didn't take long for Goku to arrive with the Science. Goku had to limit his speed for the 2 Science to keep up. Vegeta had a bad premonition witnessing Goku's speed was equal to his. Nappa was a little far behind following them. When they arrived, they saw Mint and the kid sitting on top of a picnic blanket and eating something. Raditz was floating a little in the front as if he was waiting for the Science. Goku landed beside Raditz. Vegeta gritted his teeth seeing Mint and the kids relax like a picnic watching a movie and shouted, "I'm the prince of all Science. How can low-class scum insult me like this? Nappa, take them out." Nappa nodded and planted 4 Cybermen, 1 for each kid and 1 for Raditz, while they faced Goku and Mint, who they thought to have a power level of 500 each. Soon 4 Cybermen appeared and Goku whistled. Nappa and Vegeta grinned and Vegeta spoke to the Cybermen, "You 4 take out those kids and this radish boy." He then turned to Goku, "Kakarot, I'll fight you. Nappa, you take on that woman. I'll show you what will happen when you make fun of this prince." Goku couldn't hold his laughter anymore and laughed out loud. He always laughed seeing Vegeta yelling about Prince of all Science and Saiyan pride in the anime. He laughed for a while and spoke. "Ha ha ha ha, Vegeta, you are hilarious. Sorry to burst your bubble, but Raditz here want to fight Nappa. As you got your Cyberman out, I got one as well and he'll be here shortly. And we'll be fighting you, me along with my wife and kids will just be watching along enjoying the nice picnic." Vegeta laughed, "Ha ha ha, Kakarot, you make quite a good comedian if I must say." Raditz smiled. He had seen the Cybermen that Goku had trained and used for farming. Each one of them had great power. Many of them had a power level of over 10,000. Especially, the Cyberman named Kaba had a PL of 30,000, which was way stronger than Vegeta. Raditz was laughing inside imagining the scene of Vegeta not being able to defeat a Cyberman. Both Vegeta and Nappa had him beat by a Cyberman many times before. So this made him happy to the core. He knew that today was the end of Vegeta's pride. As if on cue, Kaba arrived and landed besides Goku. Goku seeing him introduced, "His name is Kaba. He will be the one fighting you, Vegeta." He then looked at Raditz and nodded and looked back at Kaba. "Now Kaba, do as we have discussed before, kill the enemy Cyberman first and then take on the short guy and break his prideful delusions." Kaba nodded and fired a blast from his finger that engulfed and killed all the other Cybermen and he smirked at Vegeta and powered up. Goku went back to his family and started to eat his favorite chicken popcorn. Kaba and Raditz powered up a little. The scouter on Nappa and Vegeta beeped and stopped at 9,500 each. Nappa opened his jaws wide and said, "Vegeta, their power level." Vegeta got angry seeing the power of the Cybermen and also the increased power of Raditz. He removed his scouter and crushed it shouting, "It's over 9,000. A/N, had to do it. Don't blame me." Goku, sitting far behind, clapped hard laughing at the line. He had worked hard to hear this. Before the Science arrived, Goku told Raditz and Kaba his battle plan. Raditz, Kaba, before the fight start, just increase your power to just about 9,500 for them to read in the scouter. Raditz asked, but why Kakarot? I don't understand. Why 9,500? Goku replied, trust me, it'll be fun. Just do it for my sake. Both nodded. Goku then wore his scouter and both of them practiced to get their power level to the exact number. Goku trained them for this the whole day. Vegeta was very angry that his supposed to be subordinates are mocking him with a Cyberman but was not aware how the Cyberman got so strong. Even how that weakling Raditz got so strong. He thought there must be some kind of secret in this planet. I need to find it. Nappa on the other hand was scared. His power level was less and he couldn't fight opponents with a power level of 9,500. At this time Vegeta released his energy shouting, let's get this over with Nappa. And got ready to attack. But at the same time, Raditz and the Cyberman powered up ready for battle. The scouter on Nappa's ear burst. He clearly read the Cyberman's power, stopping at 30,000 and the scouter burst reading Raditz's power level at 80,000. That meant that Raditz had an even greater PL than 80,000. Nappa was scared shitless. He just wanted to run away now. Raditz was still raising his power level and Vegeta could feel the dread from it. It felt like it was way above Frieza. Vegeta had been in front of Frieza many times and he also vaguely knew Frieza's power and he was no match in front of him. He had felt like he was standing in front of a giant when he was in front of Frieza. But now seeing Raditz, he felt like Raditz is a mountain in comparison to Frieza. He shook his head and shouted, it's not possible. No way. I'm the prince of all Science. How can a low-class scum surpass me? At this time, the Cyberman rushed forward to attack Vegeta and Raditz disappeared and appeared besides Nappa. The fight started. Raditz disappeared and appeared near Nappa. Nappa was too scared to attack. Raditz flicked his bald forehead with a finger and it sent Nappa flying. Vegeta was being attacked by Kaba and being pushed back. It was his worst nightmare come true. He never imagined that this day would come in his life. He was a very proud man, but today it was being wrecked by a mere Cyberman and some low-class Science. He turned to see Nappa being flicked by Raditz's fingers. He couldn't take it anymore. He shouted enough and burst out his full energy and made a gap between him and the Cyberman and created a white ball with his energy and threw it into the sky behind Goku and his family. He didn't want all of them to transform. As the ball reached the sky, he laughed, ha ha ha, I'll make you pay for humiliating me. All of you will die. Goku seeing this yelled, Kaba, that's enough, get back. Raditz let them transform and then beat both of them. Hearing this, Kaba returned and flew towards Goku. Raditz smirked. After some time, both Vegeta and Nappa transformed into their giant ape form. The kids clapped seeing this. Goku also smiled. Raditz didn't look at the artificial moon, so he didn't transform. After their transformation, Vegeta and Nappa laughed. Nappa then rushed to attack Raditz, who was floating. Raditz shook his seeing Nappa's confidence and once again flicked his finger on the giant ape Nappa's forehead and the same thing happened. Nappa was thrown back as he went flying and crashed. Vegeta also rushed towards Raditz, but Raditz punched him and he too flew back. Both Nappa and Vegeta were shocked. Now Vegeta confirmed his guesses that Raditz was indeed as he thought. He felt stronger than Frieza. Then he started thinking, could it be? Then he shouted in the giant ape form. No. It's not possible. I refuse to believe it. How could a low-class soldier like you obtain the power when I am the prince of all Science? How? It doesn't make any sense. It must be I Vegeta that should obtain that power. Nappa got up from the rubble in his ape form and hearing Vegeta yell, he asked, what Vegeta? Vegeta ignored Nappa and looked towards Raditz and spoke, tell me Raditz, how did you do it? How did a low-class warrior like you become a Super Saiyan? Nappa hearing this shouted, what? He's a Super Saiyan? But isn't that only a legend? He then looked at Raditz and continued, that explains it. That's why he is so strong. Nappa in his ape form then started sweating bullets. At this time, Raditz spoke, not quite Vegeta. I'm not a Super Saiyan yet and achieve it soon, but Kakarot is a real Super Saiyan. Both Nappa and Vegeta looked towards Goku only to see him smiling. They wanted to escape from this place, but it was not possible as they were not strong snottiest handle Raditz even after transforming. And after Raditz revealed that Kakarot is a Super Saiyan, they knew that it has to be true. Otherwise, there won't be any logical explanation for someone who was not even as strong as a Cyberman to become stronger than their transformed state, that too only in a year's time. Only a Super Saiyan of legend could make a low-class, weak Saiyan that strong in less than a year. Vegeta was fuming, thinking, why? Why must this happen to me? Why must I bow down to some low-class scum? Nappa then thought of a plan to escape. There's only one chance to escape. I'll throw a blast as confusion and kidnap one of Kakarot's kid as a hostage. Then he rushed towards the place where Goku and the kids were sitting. He then opened his mouth and shot a blast towards Goku. Goku shook his head, seeing a hard-headed Nappa. Vegeta now came out of his thoughts and yelled, "Nappa knew." But it was too late. Goku was about to counter the blast when Gohan, being the big brother he is, transformed into a Super Saiyan and kicked the blast and head-butted the giant ape Nappa in the stomach. Nappa flew back, but Gohan appeared behind him. Goku shouted, "Enough, Gohan," but Gohan was already launching himself and couldn't stop. His kick landed on the ape Nappa's back and his spine broke. Nappa then fell to the ground and created a huge crater. Gohan stood there floating in the sky, ribbing the back of his head, looking at Goku, and he said, "Sorry, Dad. I couldn't stop myself when he tried to attack our family." Goku shook his head and just said, "Well, whatever." And thought, this Nappa got his spine broken anyway, like in the anime. I was going to let them go if they wanted to leave, but can't be helped. Vegeta was looking at the golden-haired boy floating in the air after he kicked the life out of the transformed Nappa and was shocked. He recognized the transformation. The golden hair and the golden glow. It was the legend he had heard as a child, and that legend was standing right in front of him. Raditz smiled, seeing Vegeta. Vegeta was looking at Gohan like his life depended on it. Raditz then spoke, "You see, Vegeta, that is a Super Saiyan. You are not a prince anymore. The Super Saiyan is born." Vegeta gritted his teeth. Goku thought this is enough and created an energy blast and blasted the artificial moon, reverting back both Nappa and Vegeta to normal. He then went towards Vegeta. "Now what do you say, Vegeta? Do you surrender? You can't win. Even if Frieza was here, just my kids can beat him." Vegeta was breathing heavily as he said, "Don't tell me all of them." But was interrupted by Raditz, "Yes. It's as you can see, all of them are Super Saiyans. I was also surprised at first until I reached this power level." Vegeta's face became bitter. He didn't say anything. He was just clenching his fist and gritting his teeth. Goku once again said, "Do you surrender, Vegeta?" Vegeta, hearing this, yelled, "No. I refuse to surrender to a low-class Saiyan, even if you manage to become a Super Saiyan. I'm the prince of all Saiyans. Kill me now, Kakarot." Raditz said, "Fine, have it your way, Vegeta," and was about to attack him, but Goku spoke, "Let him go." Raditz turned towards Goku and confirmed, "Are you sure, Kakarot?" Goku nodded and Raditz came back. Vegeta took out a remote and called his space pod. After some time it arrived. He got into the space pod and said, "You will regret this one day, Kakarot." Raditz, "I'll be back." Goku hurriedly said, "What about him?" Pointing towards Nappa. Vegeta snorted, "Humph. I'm in no need of a weakling such as Nappa." And then the hatch of the space pod closed and it blasted off. After Vegeta left, Goku and everyone went back to his mansion. Nappa was not able to move. So he was carried by Raditz. After arriving, Raditz dropped Nappa inside a healing chamber. After a while, Nappa healed completely and also received a Zenkai boost. His power level reached 15,000. Nappa had seen everything that transpired and how he was knocked around by a 5-year-old kid even when he transformed. And the said kid transformed into a Super Saiyan. Nappa had no choice but to obey everyone. Raditz asked Goku after returning, "Kakarot, why did you let Vegeta go? Wasn't it easier to finish him off? And also Nappa. Why are we healing him?" Goku replied, "Vegeta has good potential and he may be useful in the future. I just wanted to break his pride and see if he can ever change like you did and one day join us. If he comes back for revenge, I won't give him a second chance. Nappa is just a brute who follows the commands of someone strong. He will be under your command when you work with the Galactic Patrol and wash away your sins, doing good, and you need a partner." Raditz nodded. Actually, Goku wanted to see Nappa turn into a Super Saiyan. He wants to see how a bald Super Saiyan looks. Will just his mustache turn golden? He wanted to witness it personally. After Nappa was healed, Goku went to deal with him. Nappa had come out of the healing chamber and saw Goku and Raditz come to him. He didn't know what to say, so he asked, "You guys let me live?" I was even abandoned by Vegeta. Goku smiled. Nappa, I know that you only take commands from Vegeta. But if you want to get strong and one day become a Super Saiyan, then you will listen to me from now on. Otherwise, you are free to leave. Goku wanted to see what Nappa would choose. So he made his point and told him that he is free to lead just to test him. Nappa thought for a moment and replied, "I'll listen to you, Kakarot. Vegeta will kill me anyway if I go back to him. And I also want revenge against Frieza for destroying our planet." Goku nodded. Then Nappa, you need to train from basics. The people in the planet may be weak but are well versed in the martial arts, which will help you to control your energy and many more. I'll send you to my first master. So learn from him well. He then looked to Raditz. Raditz, take him to Master Roshi's island and ask him to train him. Koren is too advanced for Nappa. Raditz nodded and left with Nappa following him. Nappa and Raditz arrived at Master Roshi's island and Master Roshi and Krillin there accepted to teach Nappa since it was Goku's request. Nappa had sparred with Krillin and knows his powers. Nappa was trained in the art of ki control and ki sense by Master Roshi and he also often sparred with Krillin. Nappa was not talented. He was just a brute and didn't have patience. So it was difficult for him to concentrate on meditation and thus was taking too long for him to learn anything. The only thing he enjoyed was the food cooked by Launch. One day when Nappa was training, Launch sneezed and the blonde Launch appeared. As she saw Nappa, she fell in love because she liked huge burly men. She started cooking and satisfying Nappa's hunger and also started supporting him. Nappa really liked her because she would obey whatever he said. At least one person was obeying him was the only thinking he had. Like that time passed and Nappa started to adjust to his new life. Training, eating and again training. That was all he did. Master Roshi was also at his limits. Nappa's talent was worse than Yamcha. But he tried his best to beat the ways of martial arts into the brute. One morning, Goku was on Namek with Mint, Shishi, and his kids. Bulma was doing her research on androids using the data Goku brought back from an abandoned Gero's lab, so she didn't accompany Goku. 6 space pods entered Earth and landed in a grassland, creating craters, and from it, 6 figures existed. The leader was Tulz, Goku's uncle. He looked around and spoke, This planet looks decent. It has a lot of life force. It will be best to grow the tree here. The remaining 5 nodded. They then searched for a good location and planted the seed of Tree of Might. Tulz thought, after eating the fruits, I'll become strong. What Super Saiyan? He will just be a joke in front of me. The Dragon Balls are mine. Goku, after finishing his training, was eating the lunch prepared by Shishi. He was enjoying the food when King Kai's voice sounded. Goku, this is bad. The Tree of Might is planted on Earth. The tree will drain the life force and destroy the planet. Goku, surprised, shouted, what? He then thought if Slug was real, then the Tree of Might and Tulz must be real as well. Now I can get my hands on the Tree of Might seed. I never thought it was going to happen. This also means villains in movies are also real. I need to prepare myself for them. The Big Geat Star is trouble. Also, I don't know what changes will happen. He then replied to King Kai, I'll take care of it, King Kai. But tell me, how do we destroy the tree and take back the seed without destroying the planet? King Kai then explained about the God Tree to Goku and Goku teleported back to Earth. Goku arrived back on Earth just to see the Crusher Core defeated by Raditz and Tulz eating the fruits. As Raditz didn't know anything about the Tree of Might, he didn't stop Tulz from eating the fruits. So Tulz ate more than one fruit by striking a conversation with Raditz after the Crusher Core were defeated. As soon as Raditz saw Goku, he introduced, Kakarot, this guy is Tulz, our uncle. Goku facepalmed Raditz, why did you let him eat the fruits? His power increases if he eats the fruits. And the fruits are wasted on him. Raditz yelled, what? Is there fruits that can do that? Goku nodded. Tulz, seeing Goku, spoke, if it isn't Kakarot. Nice to see you all grown up. Now I'll let you two join me and take over the universe. Goku snorted, how about you join me and do some good and stop your delusions of ruling anything? Tulz finished eating the fruits and powered up. Raditz spoke, my god. This increase in his power. It's too great. Goku nodded, it's the fruit's power. I'll explain it later. Now I'll collect the fruits and destroy the tree. You take him on. Raditz nodded. Tulz laughed. Two weaklings want to fight me? My power has surpassed even Frieza now. With this power, I'll first kill you, and... Before he could finish, he saw Goku heading for the fruits. He got worried and shouted, "No, Kakarot. Those fruits are mine." Then he went to stop Goku, but Raditz blocked him. Tulz screamed, "Move," and hit Raditz in the stomach, but Raditz didn't even flinch. Tulz continued to punch Raditz only to be blocked by one hand of Raditz. Raditz then snorted, "Humph. With this weak power, you are saying you are a match for Frieza? The power obtained without working hard is no power." Raditz had worked hard for 2 years to stand where he is now. He knew the difficulties in obtaining power. So he was disgusted in Tulz, who took the easy way. Goku knew that Tulz's heart was pure evil and had no chance of redemption after watching the movie. Tulz also wanted to rule the universe. He was not at all like Vegeta, who was forced to work under Frieza. He was more like Zamasu. Tulz found out that he couldn't match Raditz, so he wanted to eat more fruits. He then shot a blast at Raditz, destroying him, and flew after Goku. Goku was collecting the ripe fruits when he saw Tulz approaching. He shook his head and faced him. Tulz spoke, "Last chance, Kakarot. Now hand me the fruits or else perish." Goku didn't want to speak to him anymore. He just wanted to get this over with. So he powered up a little. Tulz's scouter got destroyed. Before he could make sense of what was happening, Goku arrived in front of him and slammed him on his stomach, sending him flying, and then sent a ki blast, killing him. His body fell down lifeless. The smoke cleared and Raditz coughed and saw Tulz laying down on the ground dead. He then saw Goku returning back to collect the fruits, and he followed to help him. After collecting all the fruits, Goku used his ki and lifted the tree just like King Kai had instructed and successfully pulled out the tree. The tree dried up and changed back into a seed. Goku collected the seed and destroyed the bodies of Tulz and the others. Half of Earth had been converted into a desert. As Goku didn't use Spirit Bomb and destroy the tree, the Earth didn't turn back to normal. Goku then took out the Dragon Radar and collected the Dragon Balls with Raditz. After collecting all 7 Dragon Balls, he summoned Shenron. Raditz was amazed seeing the huge wish-granting Deacon. Goku then wished for the Earth to be restored. The dragon's eyes glowed red and it said, "Your wish has been granted," and the Dragon Balls scattered. Goku jumped up like usual and caught the 4-star Dragon Ball. The Earth was restored to its former glory. Raditz then went back to the mansion to train and Goku teleported back to Namek. King Kai watched everything and heaved a sigh of relief. But unknown to them, when Goku and Raditz were collecting the fruits, small insect-sized robots appeared near the bodies of Tulz and the rest of the Crusher Corp members and collected some samples. The robots then rushed back towards an underground hideout. An old man retrieved the samples and laughed, "Ha ha ha, finally. I obtained some alien DNA samples. That Goku was too tricky and destroyed all my nanomachines. He also destroyed my old lab. It was like he knew my plans. But this time I was able to get these samples. I'll have my revenge soon and rule over Earth, ha 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 ha." Goku reached Namek and continued eating his food. Chi-Chi asked, "What happened, Goku? Where did you go so suddenly?" Goku held her by putting his hands by her waist and sat her next to him and said, "Nothing to worry, my dear Shishi. Just had to take care of something real quick." He then took out one of the fruits and handed it to her. "I've got a present for you. Eat it. It will be refreshing and also increase your power." Chi-Chi smiled, taking the fruit and bit into it. She felt invigorating feeling from all of her body and her body filled with energy. Goku clicked his scouter and saw her power rising from 120,000 to 450,000. It was a huge boost. Goku was happy seeing this. Chi-Chi spoke, "Oh my. What was that, Goku? I feel full of energy and refreshed. It's like I need to spend this energy and..." Goku interrupted her by pulling her close and teleported back to Earth inside the mansion. Both of them entered the bedroom and they successfully spent their energy. At Namek, Mint, who was training Luna, and Trunks saw Goku teleporting with Shishi and just shook her head saying, "Next is my turn to be alone with you, Goku," and resumed training the kids. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons: Ben Phillips, Yami Tancho, Harold's Martinsons. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be here until next time.